What is the proper purpose of tax policy? Again, taxation is theft, should only be used as a last resort. We use it, of course, for quite a bit. Ideally, the first and foremost purpose of tax policy is to raise the revenue that the government needs to carry out its proper functions. Makes sense. Some believe that one of the proper functions of government is to influence people's behavior. If you want to make me angry, make that argument. Anyway, sorry, should not be inserting so much into these things. The idea behind the so-called sin taxes, cigarettes, alcohol, and whatnot, that we can dissuade people from partaking of this evil if we tax it enough. History has determined that most certainly does not work. This was a great example of the what's called unintended consequences. In 1994, I believe it was, Congress, under President Clinton at the time, passed a luxury tax on yachts. Now, the idea was we will raise these billions and billions of dollars to pay for this other good stuff, but we'll only be hitting the rich people, because who buys yachts? Joe and Jane Sixpack don't. The very, very, very rich buy the yachts. So we get them to pay it. It was a stiff, like 30-40% tax on yachts. If we can get them to pay that money on their yachts, then we can say to the people, hey, we hit the rich, and we were able to give to the poor, so to speak, Robin Hoodish. Well, here's the thing. The rich people did not, generally speaking, get to be rich by being dumb with their money, by being loose with their money. Most of the time they are rich because they were very sharp with their money. They saw that this yacht, which cost this much, now cost 40% more. They decided they didn't need to spend that money on a yacht. Okay, so that produced two problems, two very, very, very big problems. Number one, the billions of dollars that the federal government was anticipating from this tax, money that's already been allocated for another purpose that they thought was good, well, now that money's not coming in. Now, instead of getting $50 billion, they're getting $5 billion. So that's $45 billion that this purpose over here that they were going to fund with it isn't getting. So they have to tax other areas to get it. And most often, those taxes are going to affect Joe and Jane Sixpack. The second big problem from that idea was this. When the rich people stopped buying yachts, the yacht builders were devastated. The woodworkers, the carpenters, the electricians, the machinists, the welders, the specialists, the hands-on workers, the thousands of them that are used in the yacht-making industry all of a sudden had their orders plummet by 80%. No business can withstand that. Many businesses went under. Many people were laid off. So now, in addition to having this $45 million shortfall in the program you were funding, you've got a few thousand people now that are drawing unemployment because of your tax. That tax that was only supposed to soak the rich ends up hitting workers and the recipients of the program. That's called unintended consequences. That's why we think of taxation first as theft. We attach a negative connotation to it, so we avail ourselves of it very, very carefully.